Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are on our way back from Minmus. This has just been an orbital flyby type thing, but for right now we are on our way back. We already have our maneuver set up for returning, so let's just go ahead and go retrograde and warp to our next maneuver. This is going to be a burn time of 55 seconds, apparently. So we're going to want to burn this at 27.5 seconds. Okay, sounds good. Okay, let's keep locked retrograde for now. And are we going to be entering the atmosphere here? We actually are, ever so slightly. That's okay. That'll help us. So, I'm going to go ahead and warp forward until we enter the atmosphere. There we go. Burn time 2 minutes. Oh, okay. I'm going to go ahead and burn this then. Okay, no, that's wrong. It's interesting. The way it updated when I toggled the burn and then went back before. So I'm going to burn this at 20 now seconds. There we go. And we're just going pure retrograde. I'm not going to bother pointing at the maneuver node for right now. Also, we escaped the gravitational influence of Minmus for the first time, so that's always nice. Okay, only a little bit more burn left to do here. And then just a re-entry. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and continue to burn a little bit more slowly at this point. There we go. That's a decent periapsis. Excellent. Now we've got some leftover fuel. But I'm just going to ditch that for right now. There we go. And we'll leave that behind. That was just in case I made a mistake or something. But realistically, that should be plenty in that particular rocket to get our lander there. Then the lander gets itself home, theoretically. But it's going to be a little bit of time before we do a lander, that's for sure. I'm going to go ahead and physics warp here until we start seeing atmospheric effects. But we do have those 2 contracts to put satellites up over Minmus, and we need to do that. So I think we're going to need to update our current satellite model. But we're going to have a lot of science from this, so let's just go ahead and spend that as soon as we get back. I want to be in surface retrograde, not orbit retrograde. There we go. How are we doing on power? Power is good. Okay, our solar panels are here. For some reason I was thinking they were here and maybe in shadow. But yeah, we're doing fine on power. But now I should probably go ahead and kill the physics warp. There we go. Just in case, we have collected all data in the experiment storage unit. That's good. We're not slowing down very quickly yet, but that'll change. Our current periapsis is in the ground, 80 kilometers below the ground, so we are definitely coming in for a ground landing rather than a splashdown. There's no doubt about that. How's our ablation holding? Fine. And our attitude is more than fine as well. I mean, we have the SAS module up here, so it should be fine. We don't have an SAS in this, although this does have some ablation to it, which, considering its size, is a good thing. It has actually used a little bit of ablation. So we're down under 2 kilometers per second on this re-entry. That is good. And as we get closer to the surface, that will of course drop faster and faster. Bring a moonstone on the moon back to Kerbin. I need to look up where you get the moonstone. This is something we're working on. We've already gotten 10%. We need 50%. I'm not sure if that continues going when we're not there, though. Kind of feels like it maybe doesn't, because I think we should have gotten that. But we're going to be going back and dropping additional experiments at our moon outpost eventually. But we also need to position a satellite in a specific orbit of Minmus. I thought we had 2. That we needed to put around Minmus. Maybe there's one available and one that we took. That might be it. Anyway, we're now getting to the thicker portion of the atmosphere and slowing down substantially. Should be ready to deploy drogue chutes soon. We are ready now for drogue chutes. And we're ready for main chute now. And I'm just going to physics warp forward until these chutes deploy. Oh, we switched from highlands to grasslands. I was going to get an EVA report once we slowed down enough, but we already have one for grasslands. Okay, main chute will be deploying in about 200 meters. There we go. And the question then is, what do we do next? Well, I definitely think that we are going to be deploying our satellites over Minmus next. Grabbing a little bit extra science, perhaps. We'll have to see about that, but setting up communications is going to be useful. Going to go down to 1x time warp. No more physics warp as we touch down. 9 meters per second. We might lose our heat shield. Yep, we did. Interesting that we had the EVA report from flying low, but we don't have any of these. That's fascinating. Well, we'll grab the crew report. We'll grab the pressure scan. We'll grab the temperature scan. We'll grab the materials study. We'll go ahead and EVA Bob. Open up the service bay. Come on, get a little closer. Currently, we're still out of range. We're going to have to jump down. Grab a surface sample. Restore the mystery goo containment unit. And then the question is, can we get back in? We could climb over here. Oof, that's exciting. Okay, we'll close the service bay. Where was that climb at? It was right around here. Come on, Bob, you can get in. The other thing we could do is we could switch over to here and see if we can just tip this over a little bit. About like that. Now Bob can get in. Theoretically, anyway. Get up, Bob. You'll be fine. Bob does not want to be able to get into this. Just going to rotate it to be facing like this. There we go. Excellent. Now we can do our mystery goo observation. And then go ahead and recover it. There we go. Well, that was only a little awkward. $719 science for that, though. I'll take it. As well as a good number of funds, which we did desperately need. Okay, let's go and check for equatorial orbit of Kerbin, polar orbit of Kerbin. We've already got that. Science data from space around the moon. That would be super easy to do. We're going to go ahead and do that. Science data from surface of Minmus. We are planning on doing that already, so I'll accept that. Otherwise, that seems to be it. So let's go do the science data from orbit of the moon. We actually don't have a satellite orbiting moon. Okay, well, we'll get that done eventually. It was specifically from orbit of moon, right? From space around the moon, yes. Okay, so we are doing that eventually. Satellite in a specific orbit of Minmus. And let's just check in. Maybe we need to check in with the outpost periodically so that it transmits the collected science. Let's just check in and see how much it's got. Okay, we have a connection right now. Okay, it's done 16.37%. Sounds good. So I think it has been progressing, it just hasn't transmitted it. Because I think it only transmits every 10%. But that's a kind of long-term thing, so we'll just leave that there, and for now, let's just head into the science facility. And let's see if there is anything in here that we absolutely want. I mean, there's this container module, which can hold 9 inventory slots, which is going to be handy. We're probably going to want that eventually. Let's see, what else is there? I mean, Rockomax Jumbo 64s would be handy as well, but I'm more interested in investing in science right now. Let's see, nothing in high-power electrics or specialized electrics that we need for deploying, although that's a deployable RTG. That'd be kind of useful. However, a deployable communitron, as well as a passive seismometer. That'd be super nice. None of these are deployable. We can grab this for 300. We can grab the container module for 160. And then we can grab the Jumbo 64 for 160. Okay. Next up, we need to do 2 primary missions, and that is a satellite around Minmus for the contract, and a third, actually, mission to the lunar surface. So which of those do we want to do next? Well, I don't know yet, but it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we'll figure that out. Subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time.